What an interesting practice we have to talk about on today's show. You're watching Bucs Breakdown, presented by Prize Picks. My name is Reid Bartkus. Wherever you're watching, whenever you're watching, hope you're having a great day today. The joint practice between the Jets and the Bucs was very eventful, with probably 4 or 5 fights, a huge injury for the Jets, and a lot that went on. So we're going to be talking about on today's show. But before we start, I just want to thank all of you guys for getting us to 3,000 subscribers. Yes, that is us. That's not just me. That is all you guys. We started here at 52 subscribers, and we are at 3,000. That is all thanks to you. So if you haven't already, join the channel today. I know we haven't started the video at all, but if 3,000 subscribers have already subscribed to the channel, that means probably a good channel to subscribe to, right? All right, let's get started with today's show, though. Luke Goedeke was bringing the energy. He was bringing the energy from the start. He was involved in 2 fights today from the joint practice. The first one was, I love how Pewter Report's like, we got to fight. And by the way, there's going to be a lot of tweets and everything from Pewter Report, from a lot of, we got Rick Stroud that helped out. There's a lot of beat reporters who were at practice, so I would not be able to do today's show without them. So if you see them on the show with their tweets and everything like that, go ahead, give them a follow. But he goes, we got to fight. The Bucs offensive line is scrapping with the Jets. Started between Luke Goedeke and first-round pick edge rusher David Bailey. The bodies piled up. And then Ralph, later on, he said another huge fight as Jets safety Jarius Monroe picked off Baker Mayfield. It was an enormous scrum, and at one point, Bucs offensive tackle Luke Goedeke ripped a helmet off of a Jets player and sent it flying about 10 to 20 yards down the field. It took a while for coaches to settle down. I don't know about you guys. I love this. This is old school. I hate the other team, and when stuff happens, tempers fly, and you get aggressive. Like, I love it. Like, how about let's do this now before we get into the game and stuff gets, penalties against you. Like, do it during practice because, yes, tempers are flying. You've been inside practicing against your own guys for so long. You finally get a chance to go up against somebody on a different team and a different jersey to hit. This is going to happen. And, I get that, so Luke Goedeke talked about the whole fight after practice and was like, yeah, not a good decision by me, but I'm always going to stick up for my guys, and I'm always going to stick up for myself. So he got a little bit of a cheap shot from Kingsley on the other team, number 52, and he was like, I'm going to stick up for myself if stuff like that happens. And the fact that he's sticking up for other people as well, I think because Baker Mayfield got hit or something, and he was like, I'm not going to stand for that, right? I love that about it. And so when it's stuff like that, I don't mind a little bit of a fight like that. So I think when it comes to fighting in practice, as long as you're not really killing someone or it's really bad, then it's okay. But this is just tempers flying, being aggressive. I love it. And by the way, Luke Goedeke has been getting a lot of reps with Rueben Bain in practice. So it's iron sharpening iron. And now, second-round pick from the New York Jets, David Bailey, in practice today, getting up a bunch of good reps as well. So this is really, really good when it comes to Luke Goedeke getting those great reps in practice. And then Jeff Dobroff, who, shout out to him, said, another fight. 3 fights so far. This time, it's A'Shawn Robinson throwing some punches during the red zone session. It's going to be a very interesting week between these 2 teams. Obviously, we got Friday coming up. Preseason game. Football is back, kind of. I guess preseason kind of counts, but this gets me fired up, guys. If you guys are fired up, as I am, to see all the aggression and just, it's not necessarily that I'm excited for the fights. It's just the aggressiveness, the energy. The defense needs this energy. We needed it last year. The fact that I love it. I love it. I don't know. It's getting me excited for the season. So if this fires you up too, hit the like button down below. Let me see how many of you guys are excited for this football season to get started. I just want to see some people hit some people. I love it. I love it. All right, coming up, I got more takeaways from practice today. We're going to go through basically everything that happened. Obviously, the fights are the main story of what happened today. There's also a huge injury for a Jets player that we'll talk about at the end of today's show. So we're just going to talk about the takeaways, my notes from all the people, the beat reporters that were there. Shout out to them as well, again, because I could not do this show without them. And I also could not do this show without our proud sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. If you guys did not copy my lineup that I had on our show yesterday, you guys are missing out because I actually won some money. But today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app, as well as mine since 2022. If you want a chance to win some money while watching your favorite sports, get started with our friends over at PrizePicks today. The app is super simple to use. Just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. Now, the lineup that I had going on yesterday, $20 to win 60. I took that 60, put it right in my pocket. Now, social feeds feature, you can follow me at Reid Bartkus. You could have copied this lineup and won $60 on a random Monday night watching these guys right here, right? Go get started with our friends over at PrizePicks. And the best part is when you play your first $5 lineup, you get $150 in lineups if you win that lineup. So if that was your first lineup that you copied, my lineup, you would have got $150 in bonus lineups. Just use code HMA when you sign up. That's right. PrizePicks just switched up their offer, so there's no better time to join than right now. Lock in and win that first lineup. That's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 or more lineup. PrizePicks, code HMA. Download the app now. Bucs, Jets practice notes. These are just the main things that I took away from the practice. Watching this morning, it was really cool to just watch the Bucs play against another team that wasn't their own defense, right? Speaking of defense, the defense was dominating today from the get-go. Geno Smith had a rough day today against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. I think he would have a rough time against any NFL defense. That's no shade to him, but a little bit, right? Geno Smith is not a great quarterback. But the fact that he threw, they said 3 interceptions. I think it was 2. He had 2 and 11 on 11s and then 1 and 7 on 7s. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that Alex Anzalone and Pepe Williams both had pick sixes. I think Alex Anzalone's was the first one. Just read the play, picked him off, and took it back. And then Pepe Williams had another one as well. So I love also that Pepe Williams, he's making some plays in practice a lot, but then playing against a different team, he's really making a name for himself in practice as well. So I really love to see that because we can use some cornerback depth and safety depth as well because I think he can play both. But Rueben Bain Jr. also had some nice plays. The defense, his name wasn't mentioned a ton, but he did have a couple plays where he got around the tackle and got to a would-be sack probably. So the fact that he's making some good plays and really getting used to that NFL competition on a different team, love to see that. Now, sticking on the defensive line, Al-Quadin Muhammad, our free agent signing from the Detroit Lions last year. He had 11 sacks last year with the Detroit Lions. He's a 30-year-old veteran. He's been making some plays today. He had 3 great moves. One of them was a spin move to get to the quarterback, and then the other 2 were really good. One was in the middle, I believe, of the defensive line, and then another one on the outside. The fact that he is making plays, this defensive line is going to look really, really, really good. I think so. I really just hope they play up to what they can because Al-Quadin Muhammad making these plays, this is huge. This is huge. Now, staying on the defensive line, but on the other side, David Bailey was cooking us a little bit today. Now, I know he is a rookie, but he is very good, guys. Like, he is a very good quarterback. Ben Chukuma and Luke Goedeke, they got him multiple times. They got them multiple times. Ben Chukuma really got beat on one of them by David Bailey. But Luke Goedeke was talking about how David Bailey called him out in one-on-ones and wanted to play against him. And he lost that first rep. But I think during team period and the 11-on-11s, I think, and like some of the other plays, he got beat by David Bailey. But that's where tempers fly. That's when the aggressiveness happens. But I think the iron sharpening iron can attest to David Bailey because you're the second overall pick for a reason, right? And the Jets picked him for a reason. Personally, I think Rueben Bain's going to be a little bit better than David Bailey, but we'll have to see. All right, Baker Mayfield and Emeka Buka, their chemistry is continuing to flourish, and I really love to see that because with no Mike Evans, that chemistry is going to have to go somewhere. We're going to have to pick it up a little bit. And the fact that he found Emeka Buka multiple times today on a couple routes inside and out for a couple first downs, and he was finding Chris Godwin for a couple first downs as well. But he had a red zone touchdown to Emeka Buka as well. So the fact that their chemistry is continuing to grow and that this is going to be an interesting year for both of them. Definitely the wide receiver group, it looks a little bit different now. That production is going to have to step up a little bit. Who's going to be that main guy that Baker Mayfield's going to throw to? Clearly, it looks like Emeka Buka. All right, the last thing I want to talk about, unfortunately, is Jake Browning. He scrambled on a play at practice today and came up limping a little bit, and then he was off to the side a little bit. Shout out to Jeff Dobroff. Pads are off for Browning. He's visibly upset talking to the trainer as he walks off the field. Seems to have happened on a scramble when he stopped running. So I don't have any updates on what that injury is, but unfortunately, that's not really great, right? Because sign him in free agency to be the backup to Baker Mayfield. And Connor Bazelak kind of stepped in to be that QB2 playing in there because I just, the fact that Jake Browning's going down with an injury and he had to walk off the field, not great to see, right? It is, when you bring a guy in free agency and you pay him some money to be your solidified backup, like a backup quarterback is an important job because if Baker Mayfield goes down, we know how durable. I mean, he's going to play through anything because Baker Mayfield is Baker Mayfield, but we know last year that Rams game, he hurts his shoulder, and we need a good backup quarterback. And the fact that he's going down today with an unknown leg injury and he's limping and he was visibly upset, I don't like to see that. But what I do want to see is Jalen Daniels on Friday night. I hope we get a lot of him, right? I hope he gets like a full half because he's been doing well in practice today. A lot of coaches have been saying his arm looks good. He looks good in the pocket. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I want to see on Friday against the Jets. I think Jalen Daniels is top 3 things that I want to see because with Jake Browning going down, we know Connor Bazelak. He's our practice squad quarterback. I don't know how many times he's going to make the roster, but he's going to be fighting with Jalen Daniels, and I want to see them compete. Both of them compete on Friday night. Now, before we get out of here, I just want to remind you guys and thank you guys again for 3,000 subscribers on this channel. Honestly, it's all because of you guys. Like, it really is. And I really just want to thank you guys to the bottom of my heart because I do this not only my off time, but I'm still a producer here at Chat Sports, but I do this when I have time during the day. So the fact that you guys are coming and watching all these videos and watching to the end as well, it really means a lot to me. So if you haven't already, make sure to join the channel, youtube.com/Bucs now. Got Bucs updates all off season long. And then once the season starts, we're going to be talking about the games, possibly do some watch parties for some primetime games as well. So stay tuned for that and stay tuned for all the updates during training camp. All right. Thank you guys so much. And as always, fire the cannons.